Hello everybody, myself Dr. F.S. Dasankoppa, Associate Professor, Department of Pharmaceutics, KLE College of Pharmacy, Hubli. I have developed a teaching module with the title Product Quality Through Consolidation Parameters. So let us go to the preamble for this topic. Compression is an essential step in manufacturing of tablets, and this basically includes two different processes. One is compaction, another one is consolidation. Compaction is volume reduction and particle rearrangement, whereas consolidation is interparticulate bond formation. So consolidation plays a very important role in the tablet process. Without a consolidation, the compaction does not take place efficiently, meaning it leads to a tableting error generally called as capping, lamination, or we may get a fragile tablet. Therefore, consolidation is a very important aspect in tableting process. The success of compaction process depends not only on physico-technical properties of the drugs and the excipients, especially their deformation behavior, but also on the choice of the instrument setting with respect to rate and magnitude of force transfer. These consolidation parameters have potential application in pharmaceutical research and development, like they help us to scale up the parameters, they help us at the time of troubleshooting problem batches, they also help us to create a compaction data bank, and also for fingerprinting of the new active pharmaceutical ingredients or excipients. This teaching module covers the different aspects of compaction and also mathematical equations used to describe the compaction events with the case studies. The content of the teaching module include understanding the compression process, steps involved in compression cycle, consolidation process, compression properties of the powders, and I'll be concluding my teaching module. Okay, to introduce the topic, tablet dosage form is most widely used drug delivery system, and thus tableting remains an important unit operation in the pharma industry. Compaction is a critical process that determines the physical and mechanical properties of the tablet. Densification of the material is confined by axial applied forces, and these forces are supplied by the punches during compaction cycle. And this compression cycle is one of the very important aspects of the process during tableting. Coming to the next technique, that is of the compression cycle. Compression cycle basically consists of two processes. One is compaction, another one is consolidation. There are different events involved in compression. First one is transitional repacking. This is also referred to compaction. The next step is involved is deformation at the point of contact. Deformation at the point of contact results when the applied forces increases on the bed, that is powder bed. Once the forces applied on the powder bed increases, then actual fragmentation starts. Fragmentation is also referred to actual fracture of the particles. The particles fracture and reduces its size, and this results into particle-particle interaction. The particle comes very close to each other, and this results into the bonding. The bonding phenomena may take place due to hydrogen bonding, or it may be due to simple van der Waals forces. These forces may be responsible for the bonding between the two particles. Once the bonding is firm, then it results into deformation of the solid body. This deformation of the solid body here refers to two types of deformation. One is elastic deformation, another one is plastic deformation. Elastic deformation results wherein the powder bed tries to go to its original position, whereas the plastic deformation, the powder bed will be its original position as when the forces were applied. Then finally decompression, and wherein the force has been removed from the powder bed or from the surface of the tablet, and finally the ejection of the tablet. This is a schematic illustration of the powder compression cycle. You can see in the first stage, the powder to be compressed fills into the die cavity by using a feed arrangement. In the next stage, actually the weight adjustment takes place. During this stage, actual primary and secondary particle rearrangement takes place. What happens is the smaller particles moves into the voids with the larger particles, and the powder mass is formed. During the next stage of the compression, the upper punches and the lower punches move close to each other and apply force on the powder bed, and this force leads into formation of a compact mass. The next stage leads into the ejection of the tablet. So in this total 4 different stages, the third stage, which we generally call it as a consolidation stage or a compaction stage, is a very important phenomena during tableting. So whole of my teaching module basically deals with this stage where actual bonding takes place, actual deformation takes place within the particles, and also the fracture of the particles takes place. So whole basic phenomena involved in the third stage of compression cycle will be explained in my teaching module. Coming to the next slide of my presentation, wherein I'll be explaining to you the consolidation process which is happening in the stage 3 of the compression cycle. In the stage 2, actual rearrangement of the particles takes place. Coming to the stage 3, what happens is the particles come close to each other. This closeness of the particle is attained by application of the force both by lower punch and the upper punch. So the material starts to deform. There are 2 types of deformation processes which will be taking place within the particle. The first deformation process is called as elastic deformation. It is termed as elastic deformation because at this time, if the force is removed from the powder bed may regain its original shape, and it may lead to the tableting error called as capping and lamination. Once the force ends the elastic limit, which we generally call it as an yield point, then the material starts to deform, and this type of deformation is called as plastic deformation. Plastic deformation also leads to actual fracture of the particles. Upon increasing the compression force, after the several deformation stages, a new surface area will be produced. This leads to formation of bonding. This formation of bonding results into a compact mass, which we generally term it as a tablet. In the decompression phase, the applied pressure is removed. There will be a sudden elastic expansion, which is followed by the slow viscoelastic recovery. Meaning, in the later stage of decompression also, there will be an elastic deformation as well as plastic deformation. Therefore, consolidation process depends on the compression properties of the powder. So, if we use a powder which is elastic in nature, it will lead to a type of a tablet which may lead to capping or lamination, meaning the tablet either caps or gets laminated because of its elastic deformation. And if the material is highly plastic in nature, the tablet may become very brittle and break apart. Therefore, the combination of the material, that is plastic material and elastic materials or excipients, are generally included during the tableting to minimize the consolidation errors. Compression of a powder into a tablet. The powder should basically comprise of these two properties. One is compressibility, another one is compactability. Compressibility is a phenomena wherein the powder bed gets compressed, meaning its bulk volume gets reduced. Okay, let me take an example of the two physical mixtures over here, physical mixture 1 and physical mixture 2, which is comprised of an excipient and the drug. When we compress the physical mixture 1, it gets compressed, meaning the bulk volume is getting reduced. When we compress the physical mixture 2, with the same force as was applied for the physical mixture 1, the powder bed bulk volume did not get reduced to that of physical mixture 1. Hence we call the physical mixture 1 as more compressible when compared to the physical mixture 2. This is one of the desired property of the powder bed. It should have, meaning it should be more compressible. The next property the powder bed or the powder particle should have is compactability. Compactability is a phenomena wherein the powder mass upon applied forces results into a compact mass, which we generally term it as a tablet. Therefore, the powders may be compactable or it may be non-compactable. Compactability powder property is desirable to form a compact mass, which we generally call it as a tablet. Compressibility is an important phenomena for rearrangement of the particles, which we generally call it as a compaction, whereas compactability is a phenomena which results into the bonding, and these two processes leads to a consolidation of the powder. Therefore, currently in pharma industry, dye compaction in form of tablet represents 90% of the total production of the drug. Therefore, consolidation parameters help us to qualify a powder material and determine its suitability of the material for tableting and also possibility of improving its features. To summarize my discussion, consolidation is a subsequent process which involves increase in the mechanical strength resulting from particle-particle interaction. As the particles move into closer proximity to each other during volume reduction process, bonds are established between the particles. Therefore, consolidation plays a major reason for the increase in the mechanical strength of the powder bed when subjected to rising compressive forces. Compaction generally involves removal of the gaseous phase from the powder bed, whereas consolidation increases the mechanical strength of the material resulting into particle-particle interaction. Therefore, if you want to increase the mechanical strength of the powder mass, your consolidation process should be efficient. Consolidation process consists of assembly of small objects into a single product in order to achieve a desired geometry, structure and property. These processes rely on application of mechanical, chemical and thermal energy to effect consolidation and to achieve bonding between the objects. To conclude my topic, developing tablet dosage form requires extensive study on material properties together with physicochemical interaction between the API and the excipients. Physical properties such as density, flowability, compressibility have to be considered carefully when to design a tablet formulation. It may look time consuming and not critical for product development, however, it will make your product development shorten, especially when you meet some formulation issue during the process. Material and mechanical properties as shown in study might give you a valuable guide for that purpose to help the scientist to design an optimum formulation in aerosol tableting.